Some see life as a never-ending quest for pleasure. Others believe life is about accumulation of power and money. Viktor Frankl sees life as primarily a quest for meaning. As humans, we often look to the margins, those extreme situations that test the fiber of human character. Frankl survived at the ultimate margin. He concludes that the ultimate test for all of us is to find meaning in our lives. We are always able to choose our attitude. We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Frankl and his fellow prisoners had everything stripped from them, their families, friends, jobs, health, possessions, even their names and the hair on their bodies. But there was one thing that remained truly their own. It is what Stoic philosophers refer to as our inner discourse or guiding principle. Namely, we get to choose how to react to any given thought, emotion, or set of circumstances. No matter what life experiences we confront, we always have the inner freedom to decide our attitude and to remain true to our character and duty. There will be suffering. It's how we react to suffering. Frankl claims that one finds meaning in life through three ways. Through work, especially when that work is both creative in nature and aligned with a purpose greater than ourselves. Through love, which often manifests itself in the service of others. And through suffering, which is fundamental to the human experience. If there is a meaning in life at all, then there must be a meaning in suffering. Suffering is an eradicable part of life, even as fate and death. Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete. The test then for all of us is how we respond to the suffering in our lives. The way in which a man accepts his fate and all the suffering it entails gives him ample opportunity, even under the most difficult circumstances, to add a deeper meaning to his life. The power of purpose. Frankl observed that those prisoners who survived always had a greater purpose that carried them onward through difficult conditions. For some it was a child who was sheltered away in some distant country and who was waiting for them upon liberation. For others it was a spouse or family member. For others it was an unfinished task or creative work that required their unique contribution. Frankl and his friends were constantly on watch for fellow prisoners who lost their purpose for life. The prisoner who had lost his faith in the future, his future was doomed. With his loss of belief in the future, he also lost his spiritual hold. He let himself decline and become subject to mental and physical decay. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. The true test of our character is revealed in how we act. Frankl comes to the conclusion that there is no general answer to the meaning of life. Each person must answer the question for themselves. We find our own unique meaning based on our circumstances, our relationships, and our experience. Life is essentially testing us, and the answer is revealed in how we respond. The meaning of life as well as individual happiness is not found on some mountaintop. Rather, it is revealed daily and hourly in our choice to take the right action and to perform our duties and responsibilities. Human kindness can be found in the most surprising places. One would assume that the camp guards were as a whole terrible people. However, Frankl occasionally experienced startling moments of human kindness from guards. Frankl recalls a time when a guard, at great risk to himself, secretly gave him a piece of bread. It was far more than the small piece of bread which moved me to tears at the time. It was the human something that this man gave to me, the word and look which accompanied the gift. Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning is a profoundly moving and ultimately inspiring book. Finding and cultivating meaning in our daily lives is critical if we want to achieve what Socrates calls a life well lived. Frankl's insights teach us that not only is there value in our search for meaning, but it is the duty of each and every one of us to find that meaning for ourselves and pursue it.